Hello, everybody. My name is Todd Ronan from @RealityForecast on YouTube and realityforecast.com, the place you go to when you want to learn remote viewing. And I'm joined with psychic medium Liz Cross. Liz, how are you this morning?
Oh, well, I'm great. Thank you. We had a really powerful CTT group this morning. I thought it was amazing. And here we are. We've gone from CTT to Rasputin.
So for those of you that don't know, Gregory Rasputin was a famed Russian mystic during World War I, and he had some strange things surrounding him. And I thought that if we could dial up the old Liz Cross mind probe machine, we could bring him in and sit him in the hot seat.
Yeah, he's here. He's so excited to speak with us.
Good morning, Gregory. Do you prefer Gregory or Rasputin?
He didn't go by Gregory or Rasputin. He went by some other nickname, and I can't decipher what it is he's telling me.
Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. How did you gain the trust of the Russian elite?
How did you gain the trust of the Russian elite? Well, they were looking for answers. You know, Russians, he's saying to me, have always had an open mind about spiritual awareness, about, psychic phenomena, looking out into the unknown. And especially in very educated circles at that time, most people were concerned with survival, he says, but the elite were concerned with the greater things that are out there. What else is out there? It can't just be this.
So you were married and had a family, and then kind of a spiritual awakening. What caused that spiritual awakening, sir?
The spiritual awakening. It was after the birth of one of his children. I feel like he lost a child.
He did lose a couple of children. He ended up having 3 kids and then lost 2 of the children, but he still had 3 children though. So he originally had 5, lost a couple. And one of the deaths really impacted you. And you went into, I guess, searching. You were bounced out of the monk school. Why were you bounced out of monk school, or the learned elder of monks?
Why did you? I didn't know that about his kids. So that's what he said. It was when he had the death of one of his children. Was it the first child was huge for him. Why were you rejected or thrown out of monk school? He wasn't fit to be a monk. He was too much of a free thinker, he says.
Too much of a free thinker. What caused you to leave your home and your wife and go to meet the royal Imperial family?
What caused you to leave your home and your wife
in St. Petersburg?
I wanted help from them. I wanted answers. He wanted help. Oh, look, there you go. It's on the screen.
They wanted help from you. What spiritual powers did you possess? And what supernatural powers did you possess? And where did you learn them from?
Oh, they wanted help from him. Okay. He was a medium. He was a psychic medium. He had contact with God, or at least he thought he was channeling God. So they wanted insight, they wanted guidance, they wanted advice, they wanted the answers. What is it that we need to do? You see, back then, when you were going through struggle, it was more labeled as I'm being punished, right? I'm being punished by God. And he's saying to me is they wanted some answers, like what would please God to stop the punishment. And he would have those answers.
So you were a prophet, you were a medium, you were surrounding yourself with royalty. What monetary did they pay you for this, or did they just want you around them?
Did they pay you for this? I don't feel like they paid him much. I feel like they paid him very little. But they would give, they would supply food for his family. And what was the other part of that question? Sorry.
Just what other supernatural abilities did you have?
Well, he did have the power to heal, or so he thought he had the power to heal. And they would ask him to lay his hands on them, to provide healing, to ask God to come in through him and to heal. It didn't always work. Sometimes it did, but not often.
Were you intimate with any of the Romanov daughters during your life?
Were you intimate with any of the Romanov daughters? He had multiple affairs. Were you intimate with one of the Romanov daughters? Yes. He was very well known to have affairs. He used his abilities to, advance that agenda.
Were you intimate with Olga Romanov?
Intimate with, is it Olga?
Olga, Tatiana, Maria, Anastasia.
No, it wasn't Olga. No. And he had made promises to this daughter. And when he couldn't fulfill those promises, and I feel like he couldn't, and what he's telling me is I couldn't fulfill the promise, and that led to a lot of disappointment and a lot of rage. I don't know anything about Rasputin's life.
So someone tried to assassinate you a couple of times. How did you survive the cyanide cakes that they tried to assassinate you with? Were you drunk? How did that happen?
No, actually, this is really interesting. He just knew that he wasn't supposed to eat them. He knew, he had this intuition. He had a message from spirit giving him a warning.
But then they shot you and the bullets didn't actually harm you. And then they rolled you on carpet and threw you in the river. So how did you survive the gunshots? Did they just miss the internal organs in you?
Yeah, he was shot 4 times. Where did they hit? They hit the shoulder, the leg. Yeah, they weren't aimed very well. Were you very, he was very protected by spirit, that's the thing with people that do this work and they have really good intentions and their heart is pure and they're genuine. They're really protected by spirit. And I know that from my own experience. No, I haven't been shot at, thank God. But, he was very well protected. There had been many, many attempts on his life. Those are just the documented ones.
He led a life very, very quick and burned out quick. Has he been incarnated since he was executed in St. Petersburg?
Have you had another Yes, he has had another lifetime. He was a soldier, but he's already gone back into the spirit world.
Does he plan to come back anytime soon? And will he come back as a psychic or a prophet?
Yeah, he's due to come back. I know, are you going to be psychic? Yes, he is. Lucky man. I don't know how you managed to do that, but yeah, he is. I have a feeling like in this lifetime that, and this is like something that I'm working on personally, is that I want to make sure that I come back in every lifetime as a psychic medium. But, you know, right now, as I'm looking into, and I don't know why I can see future lifetimes, or certainly some aspect of the future lifetime. And, you know, I'm getting that, no, not in the next lifetime, you won't be psychic. I'm like, no, I got to fix this now. So, yeah, but he is going to come back as a psychic medium. In that reincarnation that you just experienced, did you come? No, see, now that last reincarnation where he was a soldier and he was killed very young, he wasn't a psychic medium then. And now he's saying, but I will be one when I come back in.
Does he follow the current conflict in Russia?
Yes, he does.
Will he come back as another Russian, or will he come back in another part of the globe?
Ooh, good question. Will you come back at? No, he's not coming back as Russia. No. He are you come where are you gonna come back in? Europe? He's coming back in the Ukraine. Yeah, he's coming back in the Ukraine. Wow. And I feel like he's going to be quite high up as well. I feel like he's going to be instrumental because, you know, it's going to take many, many, many years to rebuild this now. And he's going to be a teacher, and he's going to really, you know, be quite instrumental in the rebuilding of Ukraine, what's left of it, he says. Yeah, this is going to take many, many years to, even what he's telling me is it's like generations of people, even not even born yet, are still going to have PTSD from this war. So the knock-on effect from the people experiencing the war now, or the young children that are born in this war, and then they're, you know, it doesn't matter which side you're on, right? Whether you're Russia or Ukraine, if you've been affected badly by this war, you know, that has a trickle down effect through the generations, right? So he's saying, I'll be a teacher in the next lifetime, trying to give these kids, because he will be a school teacher, he's going to give kids like some light in their lives. I feel like even after the war is finished, there's going to be, he's telling me, such a dark period of mourning for what was once was. And that's going to take a lot of years of teaching and guiding to bring it forward, you know, back into a healthy consciousness. Wow.
So his position at the end of the last World War I is going to help him grow as a teacher and will it be passing his spiritual gifts on to other people too?
Yeah, he's going to write a lot of books. Are you going to be known as the teacher that wrote the book? Yeah, he's going to write a lot of books as a teacher. And so hopefully the students will pick up on those books. He won't be allowed to teach that in school, but he can certainly drop hints. You know, teachers drop hints all the time. And that's all you need to do, he's saying, is to persuade an individual to expand their consciousness on a particular subject. As a teacher, you only have to drop a hint. And it doesn't matter. It only has to affect maybe one or two students in a class full of, I don't know, 20, 30 kids. It's just the fact that you drop these hints, and from those hints, they start having a knock-on effect, like a ripple effect, and suddenly, doors open in their lives to this information.
Well, thank you very much, Gregory Rasputin. We appreciate your time. We welcome you back into the spirit world, and thank you for enlightening us today.
Yeah, this was really fascinating. Really, really fascinating. Wow, thank you. Ronan,
you much, everybody.
You picked this subject. I like it. I like it very much. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody. See you next time.